Well now, hello there. Let's have a little chat about the United Kingdom. It's a fabulous, slightly bonkers place. Think of it as a family of 4 countries, all squashed together on some islands. You've got England, which is the big one, a bit like the head of the household. Then there's Scotland, with its incredible scenery and men in kilts. Honestly, what's not to love? Wales is next door, famous for its dragons, stunning castles, and a language that looks like a cat walked across the keyboard. And don't forget Northern Ireland, a gorgeous spot with a fascinating history and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. It's a real mix, and that's what makes it so interesting. The big boss city, the capital of this whole operation, is London. It's where the Queen, well, the King now, has his main house and where all the big decisions get made. But here's the clever bit. Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland have their own governments too. They handle things like schools and healthcare for themselves. It's called devolution, which sounds very grand, doesn't it? It just means they get to do their own thing a bit, which they rather like. So while London is the main event, places like Edinburgh in Scotland, Cardiff in Wales and Belfast in Northern Ireland are buzzing hubs in their own right. They're not just waiting for London's permission, thank you very much. Now, let's talk about the people and how we all communicate. The main language, as you've probably guessed, is English. And most people speak it very well, though the accents can be a proper adventure. A person from Liverpool sounds completely different from someone in Glasgow or Cornwall. It's all part of the fun. But we also have our own beautiful ancient languages. In Wales, you'll hear Welsh spoken all over the place. In Scotland, some people speak Gaelic. It's wonderful to see these languages alive and kicking on street signs and on the telly. It's a reminder that the UK isn't just one single story, it's a collection of brilliant ones. So what's the UK famous for, besides me, of course? Well, culturally, it's a powerhouse. We gave the world Shakespeare, the Beatles, Harry Potter, and David Beckham's right foot. We love a good tradition, like queuing for absolutely everything, talking about the weather constantly and dunking biscuits in our tea. Our food scene is fantastic too. Forget those old jokes about bland food. We have amazing Sunday roasts with Yorkshire puddings, brilliant curries, and the classic fish and chips, best eaten by the sea. And to drink, a lovely cup of tea is the answer to most of life's problems, but a pint of beer in a cosy pub comes a very close second. Right, let's get down to business. Let's talk about the money, darling. The UK has a massive economy. We're talking big numbers here. The GDP per capita, which is a fancy way of saying how much money is made per person, is quite high. We're not just sitting around drinking tea all day, you know. Our main industries are things like finance. London is a huge global hub for banking and all that jazz. We're also brilliant at creative stuff like film, music and design. And we make things. We build cars, planes and all sorts of clever technology. We then sell these things to the rest of the world, which keeps the whole show on the road. If you're a clever clogs with some skills, the job market can be very welcoming. There's a big demand for people in healthcare, so doctors and nurses are always needed. Tech wizards, engineers and finance experts are also hot property. Getting a job often depends on where you are. London has loads of opportunities, but it's also madly competitive. Other big cities like Manchester, Birmingham and Glasgow are booming with new jobs and are a bit less frantic. So if you've got the skills, there's a good chance you'll find a place to shine. You just have to look in the right spot and have a CV that sparkles. Now, where do all these clever people come from? Our schools, of course. The education system here is world class. Children go to primary school, then secondary school, and can take exams called GCSEs and A-levels. After that, many go to university. And oh, our universities are famous. You've surely heard of Oxford and Cambridge, haven't you? They're the really old, really posh ones that look like they're straight out of a movie. But we have loads of other fantastic ones too, like Imperial College in London, the University of Edinburgh and Manchester University. They're all packed with bright young things hoping to change the world. So, you've got your education, you've got your skills, but what about the cost of living? I won't lie to you, it can be a bit pricey, especially down south. Rent is the big one. In London, finding a place to live can feel like a competitive sport, and it will eat up a big chunk of your salary. Outside of London, things get much more reasonable. A monthly grocery shop for one person might be around £200 to £300, depending on how fancy you are with your cheese. A meal out can be anything from a cheap and cheerful £15 to a wallet-emptying fortune. And transport adds up too. especially if you're commuting into a big city every day. So what is daily life actually like in the UK? Well, for many, it's a mix of work and play. People tend to work hard during the week, often from 9 to 5. Then, when the weekend comes, we know how to have a good time. A typical Friday night might involve meeting friends at the local pub. Pubs are the heart of our communities. They're where you go for a drink, a good chat, some surprisingly delicious food, and maybe a pub quiz if you're feeling brainy. It's a tradition that has been going on for centuries, and it's just a lovely way to unwind after a long week at the office or on the factory floor. When we're not in the pub, we love our leisure time. We are a nation obsessed with sports, especially football. On a Saturday afternoon, towns and cities come alive with fans heading to stadiums to cheer on their local team. If football isn't your thing, there's rugby, cricket and tennis. Wimbledon is a huge deal every summer. We also love the great outdoors. On a sunny day, yes, we do get them. People flock to parks for picnics or head to the countryside for a long walk. We have beautiful national parks like the Lake District and the Scottish Highlands, which are perfect for escaping the hustle and bustle of city life. Getting around is pretty easy, which is great for exploring. We have a fantastic train network that connects all the major towns and cities. It can be a bit expensive, but it's a wonderful way to see the stunning green countryside whizzing by your window. In the cities, you'll find buses, trams, and in London, the famous Underground or the Tube. It's a sprawling, iconic system that can get you just about anywhere. Many people also drive, but be warned, we drive on the left. And our country roads can be very narrow and winding, which is all part of the adventure, isn't it? And let's not forget our love for a good holiday. While many Brits love to jet off to Spain for some sunshine, we also love exploring our own backyard. A weekend trip to a historic city like Bath or York is always a popular choice. Or perhaps a trip to the coast in Cornwall or Brighton for some sea air and an ice cream. Because the UK is relatively small, you can experience completely different landscapes and cultures in just a few hours. You could wake up in a bustling English city and be hiking up a Welsh mountain by the afternoon. It's that variety that keeps life here so wonderfully unpredictable. All right, let's have a final honest chat. What are the good bits and the not so good bits about living in the UK? On the plus side, the pros are brilliant. We have the NHS, our National Health Service, which means healthcare is free for everyone. That's amazing. The cultural diversity is incredible, especially in the big cities. You can hear dozens of languages on a single bus ride and find food from every corner of the globe. The history is all around you, from Roman walls to Victorian palaces, and the sense of humour, dry, sarcastic, and, in my opinion, the best in the world. We love a good laugh, especially at ourselves. And there's always a but, isn't there? Let's talk about the cons. The weather is a big one. It can be grey and rainy for what feels like forever. If you need constant sunshine to be happy, this might not be the place for you. The cost of living, as I mentioned, can be a real shock, particularly for housing. Things can feel a bit crowded, and the pace of life, especially in London, can be relentless. And while we're generally a friendly bunch, Brits can sometimes seem a bit reserved at first. We're not always the most outwardly emotional people, so it can take a while to break the ice. So, who would absolutely love it here? I think if you're someone who is open-minded and curious, you'll have a ball. If you appreciate history, culture, and a good walk in the rain, you'll fit right in. It's a fantastic place for young professionals looking to build a career, as there are so many opportunities. It's also great for families with good schools and plenty of green spaces. If you value diversity and enjoy the buzz of a multicultural society, you will thrive. If you can handle a bit of drizzle and don't mind a queue, you're halfway there already. In the end, the UK is a place of wonderful contrasts. It's old and new, traditional and modern, quiet and loud all at the same time. It's a place where you can explore ancient castles in the morning and go to a world-class concert at night. It's not perfect, nowhere is, but it's full of character, charm and endless things to discover. So, if you're looking for an adventure with a cup of tea at the end of it, maybe, just maybe, the UK is calling your name. Give it a thought. It could be a fabulous new chapter for you. Go on, you know you want to.